Let's continue with MySQL and make sure that you open the workbench. Okay, so we're gonna go into Visual Studio Code, and in the previous video we created this database that is we're gonna have these 4 columns. So right now we created this file, but well, yeah, this file came in, but let's delete it. That's fine. In SOAR, okay, in SOAR we're gonna create a new file, and just we're gonna display it. I mean, we're gonna name it, and it's gonna be this. Okay, it's gonna be display players, like that. Display players.java. Okay, so we have that, and it creates this public class display players for us. So you make sure you're using camel notation here, your extension.java, that's fine. And here if we go into, let me see, sports players, yeah, that's fine. So let me see, so this is what we have, this table. The table says player, okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine right here. Okay, so we can start. Let me see. Yeah, so we're gonna start importing something. So we're gonna import, and pretty much it does it automatically, but let's do it like this. Let's import java.sql. Okay, java.sql.connection. Okay, and we already have it here. So semicolon at the end, since we are using Java. Okay, import java.sql.connection. Okay, that's fine, camel notation. I'm just gonna copy this here. Oops, copy it, and we're gonna do it, let me see, 3 6. Okay, so 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so we are importing java.sql connection statement, the driver manager. Okay, so this one is going to be a statement, semicolon at the end. That's okay. Statement driver manager, so it's going to be driver manager, like that, driver manager. We're going to have result set metadata, and then the SQL exception. So it's gonna be result set, like that. Let me see why that's I wanna try something here. Yeah, result set, we're gonna do result set metadata. Okay, let me see, like that. And finally we're gonna have the SQL exception. Okay, SQL exception, and it's gonna be this one, like that. Okay, save it. So that is the first thing we need to do. Import SQL, I mean, yeah, import java.sql. We have the connection, the statement, the driver manager, the result set metadata, and the SQL exception. Okay, and in the previous video we went over what we need, all the stuff, what we need, the result set, the SQL exception. Okay, so now we are gonna go into public class display players, and let me see if I do it like public class display players. Okay, and we already have here the curly braces, so we can just go right here, and we are gonna have the database URL. So it's gonna be the database, or database URL. Okay, and this database URL, we're gonna have the static final. Okay, it's gonna be a static final string, so it's gonna be static. Let me see if I put it like this. Yeah, okay, so Visual Studio Code does it automatically for me. I'm just using my tab in my laptop, so I'm just using the tab. But here we have the static final string, so static final string, so everything is fine. Let's just soccer db. What is this? No, that is not. So let's delete this part, and also delete this. It can be db, but let's put it data. Okay, let's put a database. Okay, database underscore url, and we are gonna set it to the link. And to do that, we need to go into the MySQL workbench, and I'm gonna go right here into my local host. So I'm gonna go in this house icon, and then here I'm just gonna right click, and here it says copy the JDBC connection string to the clipboard. So just copy it, and I'm just gonna paste it. So we have the JDBC, MySQL localhost, and the root is set to the user is set to the root. So, and let me see. I don't think it's gonna be a problem here. So the administration, we already have the user. So root, yeah, we have root, but we're gonna be using the biker. So we can change this user instead of root to be what it was, no, it was biker, it was player. So let's set it to player like that. Okay, save it. Yeah, we're gonna use the user player. Okay, so we have the static final string, that's fine, that is the database url. Okay, now we're gonna launch the application. So this autopilot is kinda well, never mind. So here we have the we're gonna launch application, we're gonna launch the app. Okay, so we're gonna launch the yeah, I just tap and I have it here. So let me see something. If I do tap, okay, so it does automatically for me. So I'm gonna use another tab in my Visual Studio Code using my Windows. Oops, they already. Okay, so I have let me see, I have the public static void main. Yeah, that's fine, but there are yeah, there's one here, so I'm missing this close curly brace. Okay, so yeah, okay, yeah, it wanna do it automatically for me. So but let's just do it step by step. So let's just type it in. Okay, so we have the public static void main, we have the string arguments, that's fine. We are gonna, let me move this one here. Okay, so we have the public static void main, that's fine. And here we're gonna have the connection, the statement, and the result set. So pretty much it does it automatically here. So connection set to null. Yeah, that's fine. So it kind of does it automatically for me. So connection, this connection has to be with uppercase C, and this connection lowercase letter. Okay, so we are setting it to null. This manages the connection. Then we're gonna have the statement. Okay, so the statement, oops, like that, the statement, this query, the statement. So statement uppercase letter S, we are setting the statement, and we are setting it to null. This one has to be with lowercase letters. So here this is statement, Java that SQL statement, this object used for executing a static SQL statement and returning the result it produces. Okay, so if we go here down, we're gonna have the result set. So we're gonna have the result set. Yeah, and it does it automatically. So we have the result set, and here result set, here we use camel notation. So again, we are setting it to null. This one manages just the result. So the result set manages the results, the statement query the statement, and the connection manages the connection. Okay, so we have these three. Let's save it. And one more thing, make sure that in the folder, so we already created this folder, so make sure that you have the MySQL connector jar. Okay, so this connection here, I already have a video showing you how to do it, and I'm gonna put the link also to download it. If you don't have it, then you have to put it in the lib folder. Okay, so we have that. Now we are still inside, obviously, of the static void main, and we're gonna connect to the database. Okay, so we're gonna connect okay, so pretty much we did an example very similar, so but this one's kind of like it's reading my mind, so it's pretty much showing me exactly what I want to do. So since we are using the display player, so let me see, select from players. Okay, so yeah, it's pretty cool, but let's do it step by step. So we're gonna connect to the database, so we're gonna, let me see, we're gonna connect to database. That's fine. Let me see, I wanna make sure I don't miss any of these curly braces. So this curly braces goes here, and this curly braces go right here. That's fine. So now I'm gonna have a try and catch. Okay, so in this try and catch, pretty much let me see, my case, it wants to do it automatically, so we are gonna, let me see if I go right here. So we found reference to a public code and a recent suggestion. Let me put it like that. We have like that. So we are inside of the try. Okay, so we're gonna establish connection to the database, so we can have we're gonna establish a connection to the database. So we're gonna use connection, and we're gonna set it to the driver manager. So we're gonna set it to the driver manager, and we're gonna have that get connection, and we're gonna pass in the database underscore URL. We end up this statement with a semicolon, but we also gonna pass in, we're gonna pass in here like that, and another comma. So here is gonna be, it's gonna be player, and this one is gonna be player as well. So let me double check if I'm gonna control it, and I'm gonna do MySQL, and then it's gonna be localhost and it's gonna be player, and then password. Let me see. That's fine. So that is exactly what I want. Okay, so we have three arguments. So we have the database URL, database underscore URL. We have the user, that's gonna be the player, and the password that I just put a player as well. Okay, so this is how we establish the connection to the database. Let me put it like here, just establish connection to database. Okay, that's fine. So let's put some comments. So we're gonna go here, and let me double check the curly braces. So this curly braces go here, this curly braces here, and this one, so I don't miss any of those. So we are gonna need, after that, the result set meta and the SQL exception. That's fine. Okay, so we already established the connection to the database. Now we're gonna create a statement for querying the database. Okay, so how to do that? Put in, create a statement, and here we let me see, we can have that. Let me see. So we have the statement, and we are setting it to the connection that create statement, and okay, so parentheses, and we end up with a semicolon. So that's how we create a statement for querying database. So statement, we setting it to the connection that create a statement. That's fine. Here we're gonna have the not query execute, we are gonna have the query database. So we need a query, query database. Oops. Let me see. And here we're gonna have, let me see if this is the one that we need. So we have the result set, that's fine. The result set, we are setting it to the statement that execute query. So result set, we are setting it to the statement that execute query. Okay, so and we are having select, okay, select from players. No, that's not. What we need to do is we need to go right here in administration schemas. Oops, what it was, bikes. Okay, so we need to go right here, and it's gonna be vehicles.database. So we can even copy it here, and let me see, from no, it's not vehicles that, no, it's not. This is for the other example. So players, no, it's not gonna be. Let me see, let me double check here. We are gonna go in, let's close, we are in vehicles, no, it was sports. Okay, so we need to go into the tables right here, and we need to go into this one. Okay, so sports players. Okay, so that is the one that we are using. So sport players, and just put it right here, sports.players. So we're gonna select from, okay, select from sports.players. Okay, and that's gonna be let me see, select from sport players. Okay, so we are using this asterisk. So what it means is pretty much this, that we are gonna select everything that is in here. So if you wanna, I don't know, if you wanna select the first column, you use the user ID, the second column would be only the country, the third column would be sport, and the third the idiom. Okay, so let's just select all from the database sports from the table players. So let me see, that is the table. The table is players. Okay, table is players, that's fine. So we are that's fine. We are gonna go here, and we're gonna have the process. We're gonna have the process result set. So we're gonna have the process query results. So I need to, so it's not a good idea sometimes to get to go with the autopilot, but process query results. Let me put it right here. Let me see. Okay, so we have the, this error went away, that's fine. We have the result set metadata. So we have the result set metadata, okay, and we are setting it to the result set that get metadata. Okay, that's fine. Setting it to the result set that get metadata, that's fine. Here we're gonna have an integer. Okay, so, and let me just write, so never mind this. Okay, so we have an integer. Here we're gonna have number of columns. Okay, so we have the number of columns, and we're setting it to the metadata that get column count. Okay, so integer number of columns, and we're setting it to the metadata that get column count, that's fine. Then we're gonna have the system that out at printf, or print format. In this case, it's not gonna be print format, it has to be ln. Okay, so let me see. So we're gonna have the system that out that println, And now we're gonna have, let me see, we can, yeah, let's get rid of this. And here we're gonna have players table. So players, let me see, players, yeah, players table of database of database sports. So it does it automatically for me, so that's pretty cool. Players, okay, so number of columns, that's fine. Let me see, so we have the result set, the metadata, okay, then we have the integer number of columns, get column, okay, and database, the database sports, okay, and then we're gonna move to the next line. Okay, so we do that with backslash and then lowercase letter n. Okay, so that's fine. We have an error, but we're gonna fix it right now. So we need a for loop, so basic for loop. Here we're gonna have, let me put it like this, so we're gonna have an integer. Oh man, this, okay, yeah, so we have this integer I, we're setting it to 1. As long as I is less than or equal to the number of columns, we're gonna increment this variable I by 1. We're gonna open curly braces, we're gonna have the system.out.print format, and we're gonna have the asterisk negative 8s backslash lowercase letter t. Then we're, as a second argument, we're gonna have the meta, or the metadata, that get column name, and we're gonna pass in the variable I. Yeah, we have this format, so this error went away. That is the, yeah, let me see, so we have the system, and we don't need this curly brace here, we don't need it right here also. So we have this for loop, so we have the system.out, let me see, so we have, let me move this one here, so we have, no, we need the curly braces. Okay, so we need the curly braces, so we have the for, no, we're gonna have another for loop inside of a while, so never mind me. Okay, so we don't need these curly braces here, we just need another system. So here, okay, and it does it automatically for me, so I need a system.out.println. That's all I need right here. Okay, so up to this point, yeah, that's fine, and we just, okay, so it does it automatically for me. Okay, so, and this is we did a similar example with the database bike, so pretty much is following the same model. So let me see, so we have now the while, so we have this while, and inside we have the result set that next. Okay, this result set that next, inside we have a for loop, we have the integer I is set to 1. As long as I is less than or equal to the number of columns, we're incrementing I by 1. System.out.print format, yeah, we have percentage negative 8s backslash t result set that get object, and we're passing I. Okay, and then we have system.out.println. Yeah, and this is the, let me see, this is while here, and this one goes right here. This is the end of this for loop. Yeah, let me see, so we don't need curly braces here as well, that's fine. but in the while here, let me put it maybe like that. Yeah, so we have this while here. Yeah, so we have this while loop. Let me see if, yeah, we miss a closing curly brace, so let me put a, okay, so this while will be here, this one should be here, so we are missing something, the for loop. Okay, so the while is fine right here. Yeah, that's fine. So we have this while, and what is the end of this while loop? So we can just put it right here. Okay, maybe right here. Yeah, we are missing one of these. Now we can save it. And yeah, so we have this while loop. This is the closing of the while loop. Inside of this while loop we have a for loop. Okay, so this is the end of the while loop, and this would be the end. Let me put it here. That would be the end of the try. Okay, so let me see, put it here, and oops, yeah, end of try. Then this is like, it's reading my mind, so I'm gonna go right here. What is the try? So yeah, that's fine. So we were missing, yeah, everything is fine now. Okay, so now we have the catch. Okay, so, and we're almost done with this. Okay, so let's move it right here, and here in the catch we have the exception, and we can pretty much go right here and have SQL exception, and yeah, SQL exception. So let me see, we are gonna have what is this? Okay, so inside of this catch we are gonna have the SQL exception that print the stack trace. That's fine. Yeah, this one I mess up here or what, so let me put it right here. So we have, yeah, let me put it like that, and this one, let me close it like that, save it. So in the catch we only have the SQL exception that print stack trace, so that will be the end of the catch. So end of catch. So no, let me just do it like that, end of catch. So let me just do it like this and start doing it manually. Yeah, this could get out of hand. So here we have finally, so we have finally, let me see, so we're gonna have finally, so ensure that the result set, the statement, and the connection are closed. So finally, then we have a try inside, and we have the result set that close, the statement that close, connection that close, and we end up with curly brace with semicolon at the end. Then we have the catch, SQL exception, and in this catch we only have the exception, SQL exception, no, just exception, like that. Save it. In the catch we are gonna have SQL exception that print the stack trace. Okay, so we should have, let me see, 4 of these. What is this? Finally, it ends up here. That's fine. This try ends up here, and this right here. Okay, so let me see something real quick. So let's save it. So we have this finally, we have the try, and let me move this one here. So we have this try result set, that's fine. We have the exception, and we have the exception obviously, so this one should be just exception like that. Let me see, exception, let me see, that print is stack trace. Okay, so yeah, and this would be, this is obviously the end of the catch. This one would be the end of the finally. This would be the end of main. So as you can see, this is the end of main, and here this would be this is the beginning of the display players, and this would be the end. So everything is fine. And let's just click right here, run Java. So let's see what happens. And as you can see, since we went into this, let me see what it was, player, let me close this one, but what was the query? So select from all sports.players. So that this is exactly what we want, this database with everything. So we are selecting everything. So if I go right here, we are selecting the user ID, the country, the sport, and the idioms. So as you can see, so let's do it again, and we are getting, for example, user 1 is USA, sport, baseball, and the idiom is English. So that is exactly what we have right here. And if we even go into our database, so select from all, select asterisk from, sports is the database, and players is the table. Okay, so this is what we got.